for the Lord is good. Oh. Hi, my name is Joanna Walker, and you are listening to Willie J right here on the Willie J Show on Gospel City 24/7.
Welcome to the guest lounge on the Willie J Show right here on Gospel City 24/7. And as is usual, we have a guest here with us at this time of the morning here in Jamaica. It's afternoon in the UK, where many of our listeners are. But we have our special guest for this morning, and he is a gentleman by the name of Ray Harris. And we want to welcome you, Ray, to the show this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and Ray Harris, I think your stage name is Daddy Ray, right?
That's me, Daddy Ray, yeah.
Okay, yes. So welcome, Daddy Ray. And Daddy Ray has some wonderful songs out there, some of which you may have heard, and we will play his latest one for you this morning. What's the name of your latest song?
Cannot See Away, I'll Still Be Loving You.
Cannot see away, I'll still be loving you. Well, he's going to tell us this morning who is still loving him even when he cannot see away. Yes.
Oh, so, thank God, yes.
Yeah, so Ray, let us go back to your childhood days. What was life like for you as a child?
Childhood? I was born, well, first of all, I was born in the UK,
yes.
in England, Birmingham. I was brought up with under the leadership of my dad and my mom. You know, not everybody's brought up with both parents.
Yes.
I had the privilege of my dad and mom bringing me up. We had quite a strict upbringing, but it was in a loving environment. I was a very shy, reserved boy back in those days. Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Could hardly get a word out of me.
Yes.
But somewhat have changed. It's changed over the years.
Yes, yes.
Schooling, I went to a regular school. When I say regular, meaning not a private or grammar school.
Yes, uh-huh.
I'd average education, below standard in some areas. Some believe. Did not really enjoy school back in those days, primary or secondary school.
Yes.
I think it was due to the fact of growing up from an early age in just a dominantly black environment at home and church.
Uh-huh.
And then when you went into that environment, you just mainly Englishy, white. The culture was just totally different. It's just like a culture shock, really.
Yes.
And I didn't really thrive in it. Really, I find it difficult.
Okay. So are your parents from the UK too, or from the Caribbean?
No, my parents were born in Jamaica.
Oh, you're a Jamaican by inheritance, yes?
By inheritance, yes.
Yes. Well, wonderful. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Yes, man. So, at what point, or was there a point during your childhood when you thought in any way that you might have had anything to do with music?
Well, from an early age, I was always interested in music. Growing up in my teenage years, I used to go to nightclubs and, the usual drinking and stuff like that. And I used to love music, collect a lot of music.
Yes.
I was always a lover of music, from a child, listening to radio, listening to every type of music, from classical to rock. Yeah. I wasn't really interested in heavy music, but most music I could listen to and appreciate. I would just listen to it and appreciate it for what it was.
Yes.
So from an early age, I had a wide knowledge of music. I couldn't really write or read music in that sense, but I appreciated music. I could understand it in a certain way and appreciate it for what it was. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And when did you really think that you wanted to be involved in music of any form?
In my teenage years, I became a Christian. I gave my heart to the Lord, and before that, I was, as I said before, I used to be going parties and things like that, rebelling against my parents' way of life.
Yes.
But when I became a Christian, I think within 1 or 2 2 weeks of becoming a Christian, a song came to me, and we had like an old sort of stand-up piano at home,
Yeah.
and I just started to tinker about on it, and started to sing a song, and just started to hit notes and get melodies and what that was called. Teach Me Your Way, Lord. That was the first song I really started playing about with, and I think from then it just started to develop, get more and more. Just started to have ideas. I think it was mixed up with studies, because I mean, when I became a Christian, I was really into studying God's word and
Yes.
whatever. And I think I think from the time listening to music before, I love the way words are put. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
The way words are put together. So in studying, I just started to write, not really songs, but just write words down.
Yes.
And I think then when I became a Christian in my teenage years, I used to play music at church. And then a couple of years after that, I joined a choir. And it sort of, there was like a craving started to write songs and develop in that way. Yeah, I think one of the songs that I wrote, "Feel to Pray," that somebody actually liked it and they sang it at a concert. And I think all them sort of things sort of encourages you and pushes you to to sing more. People that maybe stand up and had a standing ovation, all this kind of business.
Yes,
and. You feel good inside. You think, you have something to offer. So I just kept writing. So
yes.
That was from the age of 18.
Okay, and as they would say, the rest is history.
yeah. That's right. Yes, definitely.
Yes, and so you said earlier that you didn't have any formal training, but you play the keyboard some, I take it, because based on what you were saying, you started tinkering with the notes and things started coming together. So have you ever is your playing just for when you're putting your songs together, or have you ever played on any of the songs that you do?
No, most of the songs are basically written from home. Yeah. I've been writing since about, in a producing setting, like what you call it, like multi-track and stuff.
Yes.
I've been doing that sort of thing since like about 1980.
Wow.
But, as it says, as things happen, you can see from the song itself that it's like that you had a desire in yourself and you'd approach people and they weren't interested. They said they were interested and they started with you and then they just turn it back on you. I had a lot of this let down side of business, and as it comes to this, to this day, it's Reuben King that really sort of been pushing and opened my eyes, to a lot of the music industry and stuff, and not just writing music, but just producing it, putting stuff out there.
Yes.
Not just stopping halfway, but going the full way. So over the years I've been recording like multi-track, and then it went to like on iMac with Logic X and stuff like that, and recording more professionally how the professionals do it.
Yes.
So so on the tracks, creating me the first song that I put out.
Yes.
The foundation, I did most of that from home, and Reuben did a lot of adding to it. Reuben King, my producer.
Yes.
And then obviously, his wife did a lot of backing vocals. And then the lead singer, Dean Lawrence, who's a friend from when my children were at school, and that's how we met, through our children being at school. So just got in touch with him again, and he was willing to come and sing one of the songs, and as you said,
yes,
that's history again. So
yes, so you actually put together the music for the song, then you actually...
Yes, I have done. Yes.
Okay, well, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
Yeah, so the Lord really blessed you with a gift when you got around that piano. They just gave you.
Well, definitely. I think with a mixture of listening to music and having a musical ear, actually being around musicians. I mean, I've been around a lot of musicians in a lot of areas. I said, sang in the choir, sang lots of different songs, choir songs. We played at church. If you're able to play at church, they say you can play anywhere. So
yes.
So that development just come. But my main instrument was really a bass guitar.
Okay.
But but the way it is, I mean, even in ministry, a couple of years ago, because we had no musicians and I had to be the keyboard player, so you're sort of forced into a situation where you have to develop in a way to make things work, yeah?
Yes. So tell me now, how do you write your songs? Do you just sit down and say, I'm going to write about a clean heart, or I'm going to write about...
No.
Tell us how you...
No, I can't do that. As I said for my first song, right? My first song, as I said, it's a couple of weeks after I got saved.
Yes.
And I came home. I mean, I gave my heart to Lord in my heart at home.
Yeah.
But when I went to church that day, when I went to church, I went to the altar, gave my heart to the Lord, and I came home. And I said, after a couple of weeks, I came home and there was just something inside, right, inspired me to write. But really, after that, in the later years, I would spend it's a lot of time as I spend time in prayer, fasting, studying.
Yes.
As I'm meditating on God, and words will start to come.
Okay.
Melodies will start to come. So it wasn't something like pre-planned. Just said, I've got a theme. And this is what I've got to write around. I've got the music. It just came together as I engaged in it. Yeah.
Yes, you got the inspiration, so you just
I definitely say it came from God.
Yeah.
Definitely came from God. The inspiration. I can't claim any of it for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank the Lord for that. He just inspire you as He chooses, and when the inspiration comes, you write what He tells you.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's amazing, even in saying that when I look back on some of the songs and I'm thinking, it's my life, creating me a clean heart, you're in a situation or cannot see a way, and it's my life. It convicts me because I'm thinking, I'm talking about my own life here.
Yes.
And it amazes me, that, you can be inspired to something, not that I intentionally was writing that way, but you're inspired by God, and it's like a minister. He comes back a minister to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were telling me earlier before we got on the show that when you wrote the song, you just did a thing and sent it to Ruben. Tell us that story.
Right. Cannot See a Way. The song, my latest song that I wrote. It was originally written in contemporary music.
Yes.
Kind of modern day music. It wasn't written in the reggae. It's only since was it early last year, after my dad and my mum died, and I was working on creating me a clean heart. It might have been the year before, I can't remember it. Yeah, it's a bit jumbled up at the moment. 2019, 2020, around there.
Yes.
And I did creating me clean heart was really a ballad to start with, and that then I did that in reggae, right?
Yeah.
And then after I did that, the thought just came to me, cannot see a way. I wonder if that would work. So it's just a trial thing, but it seemed to really work. It really did work, come together. So I spent the time just working on the music and everything. In that time, I was developing in production work. Ruben King, my producer's helping me with lots of tools. What to do with this way, what to do, make it easier for him when it comes to production. So I did most of the music myself. Keyboards, drums, bass, all the backing, a lot of the backing sounds, the horns, some of that.
You said you did all of that yourself.
Most of that. Actually, one of my friends, my brother-in-law, he came one time and he helped me he initiated the horn section in there. And his producer wrote the drum pattern for me, the initial drum pattern. although Reuben King added to it after, but
Yes.
they did that for me, just because I had a drum track before, but I just asked them to do that for me, and they did that for me. So, but really, most of the instruments on there, I did it myself at home, and Reuben just added little touch, he added sweetness to it after.
Yes, yes. So you really have the Jamaican rhythm in you, then, man, because.
Oh yeah. I was a lover of reggae. Love reggae, man. Love reggae. I was into all the John Olsen, all the Dread people, all the kind of things. I used to love the kind of music.
Yes, yes.
Bob Marley. I know they say Bob Marley is the kind of contemporary, but all the reggae artists, man. I used to love. Just appreciate. And that's how I used to appreciate music. But I was a lover of music, lover of reggae.
Okay.
I think he's a part of me from
yes.
Part of the upbringing, and not that my dad was into reggae or anything, but I think part of that Jamaican in me.
Yes. So, Creating Me a Clean Heart has been out a little while now. What has been the public response to it, as far as you know?
The public response has been very receptive to it. I mean, very, very receptive. People have responded like on YouTube, places like that, and had comments and said it was good and they enjoyed it, and they liked the layout of the song, because it's not just a standard. It has like bridge and other things in there which are unusual. But I've had a good response. Nothing really negative.
Okay, yeah.
Nothing really negative, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know it's difficult for music from the black community to get played on many of the stations, but have you succeeded in getting it on any of the traditional stations over there?
I think it's been played on a few stations. I don't really spend time to really look and to see what station it's on, but I know that it's been played on a few stations. Yes, I think mainly it's been on places like Spotify and that sort of digital platform.
Yes, the digital
platform. People have been where people have been buying it. And people have been listening to it on places like YouTube and. Yeah, I buy it from iTunes, and it's that sort of thing. Amazon, it's available there. So
yes, well, we have to thank the Lord for those platforms, because
definitely,
yes, they don't have any what would you call it now, partiality in them.
Not at all.
Once the people buy and listen, then it's
that's it.
It's available for them. Okay. Yes. Creating Me a Clean Heart has two versions. I especially love the one where it has the bass and the drums playing in segments of it. Just the bass and the drum, that give you that sort of dub sound.
Yeah.
Yes, I really love that. Yes.
Is that the remix?
Remix? That's the remix. Yes. That's the remix.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Reuben's doing. Reuben King's doing.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me now, based on your experience in the music ministry as a gospel artist, if there is some young person who is interested in getting into it, what would be your advice to them? Whatever age, but young person or older person, what would be your advice to them?
I would encourage them to pursue in whatever area, to develop their craft, to definitely find somebody who's further on than them to motivate and to encourage and to motivate and encourage them in whatever way, because they're going to need it, because it's not everybody is out there to encourage you or to help you. So there's times where you like I've reached there, times where you're thinking, will I ever be, release anything that's in my heart?
Yes.
And I had somebody, a confidant to really pull me up and say, you got a gift from God in you, let's just push through this and get something out there.
Yes.
That really made a difference,
Yes, indeed.
In my life. So, so I would encourage any young person, anybody who feel that they have a gift to pursue it, and especially as a Christian artist, to seek God about it. Yeah. And, where he would like you to go, what he'd like you to do. Because sometimes it's not just, I spent years, there's two people in, that I helped to pursue their careers, and I really focused on pushing them forward. There's a lady called Sister Weir and Sister Crooks, who I introduced to Reuben King again. But I was concerned about developing other people and pushing them forward, even though I knew that I wanted to be where they were. But they were older people than me, and I just thought that they needed to be be interested in other people's ministry. That's what I would say. Be involved in something that's a ministry. Don't sort of say it's me, and that's it.
Yes.
God, I believe as we sow into others, God gives back to us.
Yes, indeed.
So that's where we should be, invest in other people, which is the way I've always thought. Yeah.
Yes. And I personally was introduced to Sister Weir's music by Reuben. We played here on the station, and it's really a blessing. Yeah, so we see that you invested in her, and now the Lord has turned around and invested back in you. Provide.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. She came to me. We went to the same church, New Testament church she got in Highgate, Birmingham, England.
Yes.
And she asked me. She always repeats this and say, I just came to you, brother, and I asked you one question. Do you know anybody that does music? And I said, give me about 1 minute, I'll get back to you. Not 1 minute. I said, give me a couple of days, I'll get back to you. She says she couldn't believe the time period that I got back to her. She said nobody's ever done that. She's looking for somebody for years, like me, looking for somebody for years to produce the stuff. She used to write stuff on cassettes and stuff, and try to sell it on the streets and that sort of way. But she said when I really said I'll come back to her, she didn't expect me to come back to her, and I did in a couple of days.
Yes.
So that's why I think if I see somebody's got a gift or they want to reach somebody, I help them the best way I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And as we help others, the Lord works out our needs and our desires. He fulfills them.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. And I think that also it creates a kind of humility in you, that you're not sort of focused on yourself.
Yes.
But you're always looking to other people to help them, no matter where you are or where you reach.
Yes.
You're thinking about other people. Yeah.
Yes. Well, indeed. It's really wonderful talking with you, Ray. And Daddy Ray, as you're called on your music. Yes. And we really appreciate and love the music that you are putting out. Yes. And we trust the Lord to continue working through you for the honor and the glory of His name. Yes.
Amen.
So I really want to thank you, and we will be playing your song. Your songs, I should say. Yes, but especially this new one. We have it lined up to play just after we are finished speaking here. And so the Lord bless you, and we'll be in touch.
Great talking to you, Wilton.
Okay, bless you.